I'm Cristina Fonseca. I am a general partner at Indico Capital Partners. We are a fund based in Lisbon, Portugal. We started as being we are one of the main investment funds in the country. We started not that long ago, 2018. So we invest in everything ICT related, from software as a service to marketplaces to AI and deep tech. So we are sector agnostic, basically also because Portugal is a relatively small country. Our ambition is to back the most promising entrepreneurs coming out of Portugal, and that means people based in Portugal, Portuguese founders that went abroad. Like, it's very common for people to go to the US, or other founders that move to Portugal because now it's a super popular place to be. And we help those companies establish and scale. Just some interesting numbers, we have around 140 million under management right now. Our companies, we deployed around 50 million in 35 companies, but then those companies went to raise 1.8 billion of cash, which means we really find very good companies. There's lots of opportunity, and our companies then expand and go global, which I think is a very important characteristic of Portugal and Spain, which we also Well, today, and I didn't mention in the intro, but I am an entrepreneur. I can say I'm still an entrepreneur. So I co-founded one of the unicorn companies coming out of the Portuguese ecosystem, which was Talkdesk. So I have operational expertise, and then I went on to found an AI company that I sold. And I think AI, a couple of years ago, was not that popular. But if there's a trend to highlight today, it would be AI and automation. I mean, AI is of course the extreme, but I think the technology sector is very, very promising because there's opportunity to automate manual tasks and tasks that can be performed better, in the industry as a whole. So AI and automation is for sure a trend I'm following very, very closely because there's huge opportunity. I'm not sure I have a good answer for that, but so the venture ecosystem in the last 10 years has been booming because of the economic environment, because there's really lots of potential in tech. I like to think about companies as where are you adding value, right? A company will only succeed if the market is big, the product is very good, and there's potential to scale digitally. So I think at a time where things are maybe a little bit shaky or turbulent, let's call it like that, I think value still comes from you solving a big problem, delivering exceptionally, and being able to scale globally. So I think the recipe is still going to be the same. Let's see. Then there's of course other sources or other forces affecting the current environment. Again, in the last decade, VC was a hot space. Everything was awesome. Companies would grow, and I think in some cases we all forgot about the foundation and these important elements that you absolutely need to take into account if you want your businesses and your companies to succeed. That being, have a very solid business model. We committed some mistakes in terms of, of course you need to take risks, and that's part of being in VC, but you can solve everything with money and just throw money at a problem and pretend at scale you're going to figure things out. So focus on some core, have healthy cap tables, have healthy terms as part of investment rounds, making sure there's a clear business model, making sure execution is there from day one, and the product is very good, the founders have the ability to execute. You hire the top talent. So I believe we are getting back to basics in a way, because we all know the rules, but somehow the ecosystem forgot some of those in the last couple of years as a side effect of exceptional investment times. Lots of money, lots of companies, growing fast, throwing money at problems. So I think now it's time to take a step back and go back to basics, making sure we have the foundational elements in place. So at Indico, we are at a very interesting time. As I mentioned, we started 2018. We are now starting to raise the second generation of our flagship fund. So we are starting to raise Indico VC Funds 2. So very exciting. If there was a question when we started was, is there enough deal flow? Are there enough opportunities in your local market? And today we can say, for sure, there's a lot more. If we had more capital, we would have deployed it. So super excited to work on the second generation of our flagship fund.